What's up guys, Mitchell Watts with Town & Country TV, and today we're at a totally different scenery. If you are a dedicated follower of the channel, you have recognized this dealership. If it looks a little confusing, yes, it's Town & Country Ford. No, it's not where we normally are. This is our sister store that we own both locations. The one in Bessemer, which is the one you're used to seeing us at, because that's just primarily where I spend most of my time. But today I'm really excited to show you these two particular vehicles at our Pell City location. So the address is right there on the screen. The phone number is on the screen if you want more information about any of these trucks. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into what we're talking about today. And that is going to be the TCcustoms Ranger versus a Raptor. Now you'll notice that I parked both of them side by side so you can see the differences in how close they are as far as size is concerned. So this is a 2020 Ford F-150 Raptor bone stock. Nothing been done to it except for a bed liner. This particular truck is something that TC Customs in Pell City has made up. Now the cool part is that the TC Customs in Pell City is the exact same TC Customs in Bessemer. So everything you've seen on our channel, the nice thing about Pell City is they are literally just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Georgia line. So if you live in the Atlanta area, it's very convenient to come by the Pell City store because we're right there off the interstate. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about this Raptor. We'll tell you a little bit about what we did to the, well, we didn't do anything to the Raptor, but kind of give this a reference point to compare this TC Customs truck to. So as I've already mentioned to you, this is a 2020 Ford F-150 Raptor. It's got the 3.5 EcoBoost V6. A lot of people complained, I wish they would come out with a V8, but nonetheless, it has EcoBoost technology in it. But it's a 6-cylinder. Makes 450 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque, yada, 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 yada. But it's got a set of BFG ATKO2 tires. Now, the cool thing about these tires is they are almost a 35-inch tire. I think it's like 34 and some change, but it's on a 17-inch wheel. It's designed for off-roading. So what you've got in here is a set of Fox coilovers from the factory with an actual adaptive technology. So it's a really high-end coilover system that comes from the factory. Now on the inside, you're gonna notice, in fact, I'll tell you what, let's bring the camera over around this direction so you guys can see a little bit of the interior. So if you're familiar, this is what a Raptor looks like from the factory. So automatically, you've got some bolstered seats that look really nice. You've got the leather seats. It's heated and cooled. You've got the 8-inch touchscreen with Sync 3 system, the center console shifter. It's a really nice system with the B&O audio. So it's a really high-end interior. It's not designed to be a cheap interior at all, but you can see the rear has also got plenty of leg room as well. So as being 6'3", I would be perfectly fine sitting in the back seat of this and driving it all around town. There's not a problem. But the only problem with the Raptor, even though it's freaking awesome, is gonna be the price tag. So as you can see, this particular truck is an MSRP of $68,705. If you wanna come in and see if you can take a look at this window sticker. So the cool part about it is you've got an 802A equipment group, which comes with a power sliding rear window, blind spot information system. It does have a very aggressive gear ratio, which is the 410. By the way, if you don't know exactly what the differences in gear ratios do for your truck, click on the link up in the cards, which you'll find right about there. Click on one of those links and it'll actually show you our video that talks about the differences in gear ratios and what that does for you. But 360 camera, adaptive cruise control with stop and go, pedestrian detection. It's got the laundry list of everything that it's got, technology galore. But like I said, 70 grand roughly, give or take. We are offering some discounts right now on Raptors in certain situations, so feel free to reach out to us if you have any more questions about that. But let's just use MSRP for the starting point, $70,000. So that's what we're looking at. Now let's go take a look at this Ranger and see exactly what you get there and what you get for the money. Now, as you can probably tell, this particular truck started out life as an XLT model. And so one of the things you're gonna see is that it's got color keyed bumpers. So the Raptor, it's hard to tell because it's a black with the magnetic front bumper and magnetic fender flares, but it's not color matched. it's magnetic, it doesn't match. One of the things that I like about this particular truck is it's got the smoked out headlights, very similar to the Raptor, but it's also got the painted bumpers, it's got the smoked out front grille, and it's got the BDS 6-inch suspension lift. You heard me right, this thing has got a 6-inch suspension lift. So it is BDS, and you can see that it is a coil spacer kit, so there's actually a spacer that goes between the factory strut and also the front. I do believe a coilover is also available, but a lot of people have complained about the Ranger saying, well, you know, you put a lift on it and those crash bars, they stick in really far. You can't fit a decent tire. BDS actually has got you covered there. So as the camera comes around here to the side, you will see that this crash bar is actually an aftermarket crash bar made by BDS. And what that does is it allows for a much bigger tire to fit on this particular truck. That's how we were able to fit 35s, 35 by 1250 Nitto Ridge Grappler on a 20-inch wheel. By the way, that's a black Rhino Sierra wheel, and I think it looks fantastic. I think it's the perfect amount of black versus the milled inserts, and I'm thoroughly pumped. So let's come around to the front end. Let's take a good look at underneath what the suspension system looks like here. What you're going to be noticing, this is a cradle drop bracket, and one of the things that I like about the BDS system, it is not the cheapest system on the market. You can get a Rough Country, which by the way is a great kit, but it is significantly less expensive. But this actually has a very thick metal cross member that also kind of works as a, sorry for the loud trucks there too, by the way, but it works very similar to how a skid plate would work on that front end. But also think that the red BDS logo also looks fantastic on that truck. Coming around to the side, let's show you a little bit about what we've done to the truck on the rear side. So if you look at the suspension down up underneath, you'll notice that this system also does come with a block in the rear, which is going to be normal in most normal lift kits. You do have the option to go with a couple of different things. If you wanted to go with a high-end leaf spring system, I think they have that option. There's a lot of different options for the rear suspension, but this is how this one particularly is set up. But let's come on and take a look at the inside of the truck and show you what you get there. On the inside of this particular truck, oh, I forgot to mention to you that every TC Customs comes with a free mask with purchase. So a little Rona joke for you there. But seriously though, this particular truck does come with the cloth seats. You can go with the Lariat package if you want to, or we can actually upgrade these seats with custom catskin leather seats if that's something that you want to do. What you've got in this one as well, you've got the center console shifter, you've got the dual cup holders. This one doesn't have the B&O audio system, but once again, that's an option. This one does have the heated seats. It's got the single zone climate control. Excuse me, this one does have the dual climate control zone, but it's got the same touchscreen, Sync 3 system, you name it. Let's take a look at the back seat and show you how much room you have there. So as you look at the back seat, you can see you've got a little bit less room, but that's okay because I'm going to tell you why on the off-roading side here in just a second. But you'll also notice that every one of our vehicles are recalibrated with a Hypertech speedometer recalibration tool. And not only that, but we also hook it up to a V-Box, meaning that we certify that we've correctly altered the speedometer so that way you're within 1 mile per hour of actually being the GPS speed of the vehicle. So not very many dealerships certify that the speedometer is correct. We do, and that's very important. So let's talk about why this one is so important. So the main reason, as we step back, I'm going to show you one of the things that you're going to notice about this Ranger is that it's got a much shorter wheelbase than the Raptor does. So I don't have the wheelbases memorized off the top of my head, so I'll put them on the screen. The Ranger has a wheelbase of this right here. The F-150 Raptor has a 145-inch wheelbase. What happens is if you've got the same size tire or similar, this one's actually bigger than the Raptor, so it's got a bigger tire, shorter wheelbase, that is going to make your breakover angle a lot better on this particular Ranger, which means that if you're going to be rock crawling and things like that, this is probably going to be a better option for you than this massive little F-150. Massive little, it's a oxymoron, isn't it? But the massive F-150 is going to have a harder time because it's longer. It might get high centered a little easier. Now, I will tell you the Raptor is going to handle the dunes a whole lot better than this Ranger will. But once again, you can upgrade the coilovers and get a little bit of that back if that's something that you want. But the thing is let's talk about the horsepower versus the money. Let's talk about the off-road capability versus the money. So come on around this direction and I'm going to show you a couple of other things. So this particular truck had an MSRP of $41,895. And keep in mind that that is the factory MSRP on this 302A Equipment Group Ford Ranger. Now the MSRP of this vehicle after the modifications is $50,564. Keep in mind that doesn't include the rebates. It also doesn't include the massive discounts that we've got on this particular vehicle. So please don't think you're going to be paying that particular MSRP. If you would like a specific quote for you, feel free to reach us. Once again, that phone number is right there on the screen. We'll be happy to get you a price quote for this truck or the twin sister if this vehicle is sold by the time you've gotten to it. But keep in mind that Ford's rebates, as we back up, the Ford's rebates are based on where you title the vehicle, not where you buy the vehicle. And let me translate that a little bit for you. So if you are living in Alaska, your rebate, and you title the vehicle in Alaska, but you buy it from here, it doesn't matter if you buy it from Town & Country Ford in Pell City, or if you buy it from a dealership in Anchorage, Alaska, your rebates are going to be the same. So that way all the dealerships have the competitive advantage. They don't have a competitive advantage one over the other. But the main thing is going to be the warranty. So TC Customs is our customization brand that we have been using for just a couple of years now, but we have been customizing vehicles for quite some time. In fact, we've been customizing vehicles as far back as about 2007. So you put that into perspective, that's how long we have been customizing vehicles. We've been selling customized vehicles a lot longer than that, so we know what we're doing. And the cool part about BDS is they actually give you a warranty. It's a 5-year, 60 powertrain warranty. They call it their no fine print warranty. And they even have lawyers literally on tap to help you if you run into a dealership that is wanting to give you some issues with the warranty itself, if that makes any sense. Now keep in mind that if you ever have any issues, you can always reach us. The phone number, I'm not going to say it again, it's on the screen, but if you ever have any issues, that's what we're here for. We support our customers 110%. And on the lift kit, they always recommend that you retorque the suspension after the first 300 miles or 500 miles. I like to do it after either one, it doesn't matter. And then you also need to have it inspected and retorqued if necessary every 3,000 miles or every oil change, whatever you want to do there. The dealership, TC Customs and Town & Country Ford, will actually pay to have that stuff retorqued for you, even if you're not here locally. So let's say if you live in Tennessee, I got a good buddy of mine that Mike that bought this silver F-150. I was talking to him just the other day, and I told him, I said, hey, if you want to take it to a local Ford dealership, have it retorqued, we'll pay for it. You know, it's already included in the cost of the vehicle. So you're not just buying a lifted truck. And the cool part is, if you already have a Ranger and you want it lifted, you come to TC Customs, schedule it ahead of time. We'll give you a free loaner car while we're converting yours into something that's absolutely amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. It really does help the algorithm on YouTube to make sure that this video is shown to other people that are relevant. So we greatly appreciate that. If you have any questions, call us or just hit us up in the comments down below. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss a single video.